Well, the Montreal Canadiens have done it. Going into tonight, 7 of the 8 playoff matchups in the NHL were set with just the final wildcard spot in the East up for grabs. The setup was like this. Montreal needed 1 point from their game tonight against Carolina to guarantee a spot in the playoffs. If they got none, Columbus had a chance with a regulation win. Carolina, however, took it a bit easy tonight, sitting Aho, Jarvis, Martinook, Stahl, Blake, Slavin, and Chatfield. Also, by the way, I found this very funny. On the official NHL.com roster page for the team, they had PP1 and PP2 as shrug emoji. Either way, this was a massive, massive game. They moved the French leaders debate for the upcoming Canadian election early, so people could watch both, and Montreal would strike first. Slavkovsky to Goulet, who finds the back of the net, 1-0, 4 minutes in. I will say, Slav tonight really, really impressed me. He was dishing the puck really well, also had some good chances, but that would be the only point he'd grab. Taylor Hall would tie it, and going into the second, Carolina really had an excellent period. They had like the first 12 shots. Montreal did have a power play. I'm saying, though, they need to use Demidov even more. He, when he was out there, especially on the power play, looked phenomenal. About halfway through the period, they had one, and he was just feeding people. Either way, it would be Nick Suzuki sitting alone in the circle near the end of the second, who would restore the 1-goal lead with a beautiful wrist shot. Montreal would get another before the end of the period. Another shot by Goulet. I didn't know he had it in him, but also shout out here to Hudson, who got the second assist. He's so good on the blue line. You see it all the time. It looks like Montreal is going to have a dead play or the puck is going to exit the zone. He holds it and either moves it to someone or puts it on net. With that assist, Hudson now finishes the year with 60 assists, tied for most in history for an NHL defenseman during their rookie season. Right up there with Larry Murphy, who, by the way, played 1,615 games from 1980 to 2001. What a legend. But yeah, pretty awesome in a clutch game like this that it was not just Hudson, but also Goulet stepping up big time. The young core on this Montreal team, man, I swear. Either way, I thought the third was a bit slower. Montreal probably the better team. Carolina would get one left with 6 minutes remaining, but that would be it, and Jake Evans would score the empty netter unassisted to make the final score 4-2 Montreal, and the team now ends their season 40, 31, and 11. Who predicted that Montreal would have a better year than the Rangers, the Bruins, the Canucks, the Predators? Not me, but massive, massive congratulations to the team. They now, of course, play Washington for the first round of the playoffs, which are now set. That also means pretty soon I will be announcing the EC Hockey Bracket. We're going to have a special one for patrons, but also a general one as well. Also, just a reminder, we do work with the app Rate Game here. Treat it like a Goodreads or a Letterbox, but for the hockey games you watch, there's a really fun community over there. I am going to rate this game a 6.7. There were obviously some big playoff implications, but the game itself was kind of boring. I didn't want Montreal to lose, although it would have been the funniest scenario if they had lost, especially after being up. They would have found some really funny name for this game had they not made the playoffs, like Rouge Mercredi or something. I don't know. See you guys next time.